All right, we are live. Hello out there in Detroit world and across the world. I'm Janice Haynes. I am the owner of Detroit Book City, and I am so excited to get with you guys tonight to introduce you to an author that's in Detroit. She is going to be hosting a book signing at our bookstore for the month of February. Um, First of all, let me say to all of you out there, Happy Black History Month. This is the month that we celebrate the Black culture. We lift up our people. We recognize our ancestors. We give thanks to God for, keeping us alive and keeping us vibrant and keeping us being creative. So almighty thanks to the universe and God for everything that he's doing for us to keep us in this movement called life, right? So today I'm getting right to it because we have 12 minutes. We're going to start this series with anybody that is signed up to have a book signing at our bookstore. We think it's important for us to introduce that person to you. So if you decide to make a trip way out to Detroit Book City and Lathrop Village, you'll know exactly who you're going to meet and what type of book these fantastic authors are selling. Their creative gift, their talent, their knowledge, their gift, right? So today we are going to meet author G.D. Bowman. Let me see if I can tell you real quick about her background. Excuse me, I'm dropping things here. It's not good. Her background. Let's see if I can read her background for you real quick, and then we're going to talk to her really quick about her two dynamic books. One of them is called Beyond the Mask, and the second one is called Mommy, Tell Me About African American Inventors. So I don't even have to really share too much about that particular book. You can imagine how wonderful that is, right? But about Gail D. Bowman has always had a knack for writing and telling stories. A staunch grammarian, she credits her late parents, Dr. and Mrs. Ollie M. Bowman Jr., for her love of writing. A former resident of Virginia, she is a graduate of Hampton University and completed graduate work at Wayne State University and University of Detroit College of Law. She enjoys photography and international travel, gardening, and advocating for animal rights. The proud mother of the subjects of her first book, Dee also relishes her time with her grandchildren. The book. Let's go to the book. Beyond the Mask was written under the author's pseudonym Mizza P. Nelson. This griping, realistic, and eye-catching book addresses the difficult topics of mental and physical abuse, rape, suicide, and abortion. Many of the scenes take place at an HBCU where friendships are questioned and trust is betrayed. Her second book, Mommy, Tell Me About African American Inventors. It helps children discover common inventions by African Americans, many of which even surprise their parents and their teachers. It was published in 2023 with the fresh, new, exciting pictures and pages for young readers to color. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to bring on Gail Bowman. Let's bring Gail to the screen. Hi, Gail.
Denise, thank you so much for having me at Detroit Book City. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it was a pleasant when I met you the first day, love. It was just a great connection. And, I can feel good energy when I meet it. So it's a pleasure to have you here at Detroit Book City, showcasing your book. I know that you'll be at the African American 7th Annual African American Family Book Expo too. So that's pretty exciting for you to jump in on that.
I can't
wait. Right. So let's jump in real quick because I know we have limited time. Today we are going to give the world a sneak peek of what to expect from Beyond the Mask, boo. This is hot. It's hot. Serious chick in this book, right? This take place at an HBCU in what era? What year?
It starts out in the 80s, in the
Okay.
early 80s, and goes all the way into this period of time, in the mid 2020-ish.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
2020-ish. Great.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So it's like this young woman's entire life. Yes.
chapter by chapter.
Chapter by chapter. And each chapter talks about a particular relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a work relationship, whether it's a relationship with her children. Every challenge that comes with those relationships, how she has to walk through life with a mask on so that she can appear normal and be accepted and be the perfect person everybody expects her to be. But even with all that difficulty, Denise, she learns a lesson out of every single relationship. So each chapter begins with a lesson, and that lesson can transcend into another relationship. And I believe that readers will take that away.
Got it. So when I opened up the book, when I first opened it up, right? Because I kind of took, it's been on the shelf for a week when you dropped it off at the store.
Yeah.
But today I said, let's flip through it because I'm a really good avid reader. And I'm like, wow, this is for the woman, to me, that's like 40-ish, 50-ish, been through a whole bunch of relationships. And audience, I'm just going to give you real one sneak peek because I have to, because this is what intrigued me the most. See how she says every chapter has a name? Chapter 1 is Edward. Okay? And never complain about what you permit. So if you permit it, don't complain about it. Wow. So you can imagine each chapter in here start, and just a little another sneak peek. Chapter 2 is Mr. Spence. Okay? I'm sorry, this is an exciting book, girl. I mean,
something else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like every chapter of a man. So listen to a person's words, not what your heart wants to hear. Are you experiencing that, ladies? Are you experiencing that right now? Let's be real. Okay, this is a real show. This is a great book for you. So, okay, so why should people have this book? Who is this book for, and why should they have it? Why should they come to your event on Friday night?
Yes.
February the 10th.
I think that it's for men and women. In fact, one of my male reviewers even said, you know, that book really opened my eyes to how I treat or how I might be treating the women in my life. So thank you for bringing those things to my life. So it's not a women bashing a men's session or anything like that. It's relationships. What are we learning? What are we taking? What are we passing on so that others don't have to go through what we went through?
Exactly. Wonderful. Okay, so all right. So okay, so if they come Friday night,
yes,
February 10th, 6 o'clock.
Yes.
What should they expect when they get there? Tell them what they should expect.
Well, Friday night, we're gonna, first of all, we're gonna relax and have some wine and crackers and get ready, because I have all of these little tabs ready to go. I'm ready to talk about. I'm ready to read excerpts from the book. I'm ready to engage in a discussion if people choose to share. It's going to be a quiet, confidential environment where we can talk, we can share, and we can say, hey, that happened to me and I got over it. Or I'm in that situation now. That sounds like a good idea. That's a great lesson. I might try that. So I'm excited about us being open and transparent as we travel along with this young woman throughout her life, looking for love. And I think it's very important. People ask me, well, how come you didn't give her a name? And I said, because she is me. She is you. She is you. She is you.
Profound.
So I wanted her to be, to every reader, male or female, to be able to relate to those relationships. Again, they're not just social relationships. They're relationships at work. They're relationships at church. They're relationships with children. And how wearing that mask got her through.
But it's a novel, correct?
It's a novel.
So there's a storyline to it. So
there's a storyline. In fact, you mentioned Spence. There's a Spence 2.0. So So Spence reappeared later on again.
Oh, interesting.
With a new lesson.
With a new lesson. With a new lesson. Well, we have to admit, life is full of lessons.
Exactly.
So did she ever have kids or?
Yes, she has kids. She has 2 kids.
Okay.
She got divorced.
She got divorced. Okay, twice.
Yeah, she goes through the same thing that every woman that we all know, if not ourselves, we know, and that she's been through. We have sisters, we have cousins, we have brothers, people that have been through. So this isn't my story per se. These are stories that I have collected, that I've heard about, that I've read about over the years. And I wanted people to be able to relate and see that you're not the only one going through this. You're not the only one feeling like you have to hide beyond your mask. And so these lessons will help you come from behind that mask and be the real, authentic you.
I like that. I really do, especially around Valentine's Day. Because I'm sitting here joking and all giggy, but some people are really experiencing some situations where, like you said, they're hiding behind the mask, and it's affecting them on the inside, mentally and emotionally, and then of course that gets to the physical part.
Yes.
So in reality, they need to be real about what's happening in their life then, right?
Exactly.
And so what kind of solution are they going to get from your book then? What's the solution here? I mean, what lesson are they going to learn from reading the book?
They're going to learn not just the lessons that are given in each chapter, but they're going to learn that it's okay to go to therapy.
It's okay to go to therapy.
Acknowledge that there's a problem that's too big for you. That, we often hear in the Black church, pray to God, don't go to therapy. And I'm not taking anything away from prayer. Okay.
Exactly,
I pray every single day.
Me too.
Just like people go get dialysis and take high blood pressure pills, sometimes we have to go to a therapist. So the lesson is, if you need to go to therapy, if you feel you might need, or your doctor or a close friend feels you need to go, don't just turn it off. Don't look at it as something like you're looking away from God. Look at it as another hope, another piece of your toolkit in your goal, in your desire to get better mentally and physically. The book talks about emotional, I'm not just emotional abuse, but physical abuse. Where you might need to seek not just the assistance of a professional, you might need to call the police. And that's okay.
Right.
Hiding behind that mask because you've got bruises all over your face is not the way to address it, because it's not going to go away.
Right.
So call 911 if you have to call 911.
So Friday night is going to be a hot, dynamic conversation, right?
It is.
Wine, snacks. Wine, snacks.
Yes. And chocolate too. I'm bringing chocolate. You gotta have chocolate and wine. You gotta have those two things.
So are men and women invited to come on Friday night?
Men and women are absolutely invited. It's a no judgment zone. I want everybody to feel that they can talk about anything that's not going anywhere. It will be completely anonymous.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about being there. I'm excited. So she's going to be at Detroit, but if you're just tuning in, this is author G.D. Bowman. She's going to be at Detroit Book City on Friday, February the 10th, and Saturday, February 11th, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But I just really wanted people to understand how intriguing this book is. I like it. I just like the chapters with the names. I'm just at the age where just reading a couple first lines in each chapter, I'm like, this is great. This is great. This is going to help a lot of people wake up and realize that they're hiding behind the mask, but because they're doing it, they don't even realize they're doing it because they accepted the norm, or they accepted a certain a certain situation, and they don't think that there's any hope to get out of that situation. But there is hope. There's a lot of hope, and it takes reading to learn about these things. Video is fine, internet is fine, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, they're all fine. But the book is where you really can learn something. So we're excited about the Beyond the Mask. As you can see on the screen, it's $14.99. Let them know how they can get your book.
Yes, my book is available at Detroit Book City. in Lathrop Village, and it's also available on Amazon for those of you who are not local.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's talk about day 2. We're going to take this off the screen right quick. Let's go. I'm learning this thing again. I've been on this platform in a little while, so it's kind of exciting to get back on here, especially for like a quick 12-minute, because in the past we've done online author interviews, and it was a whole day event, starting at 9 in the morning till about 3, honestly.
Okay.
And everybody got like 20 minutes, and we showed the books and we talked, and that's when we were sitting still when the pandemic hit us. We did the online thing, so I haven't been on here in a while since we opened up the store on Southfield Road.
Yeah,
so it's exciting to be back on this platform, and I like that now they have even more features where you can go live on not just Facebook and YouTube, but you can also do Twitter and LinkedIn. So that's pretty exciting. So let's talk about this next wonderful book. Mommy, tell me about African American inventors. How beautiful. Tell us about the history of the origin of why you wrote this book.
Yes. Well, I actually wrote this book over 10 years ago when my children were much younger. And when I moved back to Detroit 5 years ago, a dear friend, Anita Randall, who is an artist in Rochester Hills, said, that book is great, but I can make it better. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, we need to redo that book. She said, do you have any more of the copies? I said, no, I sold out of the first set, 300 and some. And she says, we're going to do it again. And next thing you know, she's sending me a contract. She's sending me samples. And a year later, boom, we've got the revision done. And I think she did a phenomenal job with the illustrations. It's my 2 children going through the house talking about things that African Americans invented. Now, to me, I love Black History Month, even though we're relegated to a month for the most part.
Right.
It seems that I know as I was growing up, it was limited to Dr. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, and maybe a little bit of Dr. George Washington Carver.
Right.
But there are so many other inventions out there that we don't talk about, that we don't know about. And I explained to Anita as she did her illustrations, I said, I want all of the inventions with smiles on them. I want bright colors. I want them jumping off the page. Every invention got to have a smile. And she grabbed my concept and she ran with it. Here we are today.
She really did. That's a beautiful book. It's hardcover. What is it, about 32 pages, 24 pages?
36, I think.
36 pages.
And that includes the illustration. The kids get to color at the end.
Oh, let's see that part. Let's give them a little sneak peek.
Yeah, they get to color, and it also asks them, it also asks them if they remember the name of the inventor. Yes.
How about that? That's beautiful. Isn't that nice? I'm trying to give you guys a little sneak peek of this wonderful book that you need to add to your children's home library. I'm talking to everybody on here tonight, and everybody that's listening has a children's home library. This needs to be added. This also needs to be added to our libraries, actually, schools. So if you are a school teacher or a educator, then this is a great book to have, especially to all year round. All year round. This is absolutely beautiful. Wow. So on Saturday, speaking of that, because you'll be there Saturday from 11 to 2.
Yes.
Tell them what to expect when they get there.
Saturday, I'm going to bring my trick bag. I've got all kinds of fun things to show the children, some hands-on inventions. The one thing we're going to talk about is the definition of an invention. I don't want to just assume they know before I start reading. We're going to talk about the definition, and I'm also going to explain to them that 90% of inventions or patents granted in the United States are improvement of those things already out there. And that's why it gets kind of confusing. Oh, I thought so-and-so invented it. Oh, I thought it was so-and-so. Well, yeah, it was both of them. But somebody knows it better than that person. So we're going to talk about improvement. Janice, for one, Okay. Now, when you and I were growing up, did we have water guns that looked like this?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes,
All
we
right.
did.
But see, you did, but I had the little 88-cent one from 7-Eleven.
I had that one too. I had the little.
Okay.
We had the little water guns too.
Yeah, I didn't have this.
You know what? I'm thinking about my brother's age, and he's 10 years younger than 11 years younger than me. Yeah, 11 years. It was
that's what we're going to talk about.
I saw that. Yes.
Okay. Now, so we're going to talk about
the orange one.
the then and the now. Like the first stoplight. The first stoplight said stop, wait, and go. Well, the first one said stop and go. The second one said stop, wait, and go. And then we get the colored lights. That wasn't the first invention. So we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna jump into the book, and we're gonna end up with refreshments for the kids as well.
Awesome. So parents, put this on your calendar. Next weekend, February the 11th, Saturday at Detroit Book City. She'll be there from 11 to 2, and I believe her story times are at 11:30 and 12:30.
About 11:15 and 12:15.
Okay, 11:15 and 12:15. Bring the kids out to listen to Miss Gail read her story time book to you and the children, 5 to 8-year-olds, the kind of age range, correct? 5 to 8-year-olds, and she'll have snacks, and of course, Detroit Book City always have stuff to give to the kids. So we have some Black History coloring sheets with the crayons. We have a couple kids can win the paint kits free. They just put their name in a little raffle box. So we'll kind of be there assisting Gail a little bit to make sure that we keep you guys engaged. And you just have to come out and support the Black authors during Black History Month and tell the world about the event. I mean, we have about 10 to 12 seats. So if you want to RSVP, we're going to put that on the screen, how you can RSVP. Let's show that right quick. At G.D. Bowman writes at gmail.com and let her know that you're going to be coming. If you're just tuning in, we are talking to author G.D. Bowman, and she is the author of 2 books. The first one is, let's bring it to the screen, Beyond the Mask. This book is for men and women, so don't let it fool you. It's a great book. It's a mystery suspense, but it takes place at an HBCU. A woman from the 80s all the way to 2020. Chapters are interesting because each chapter has a name, and it's a male name, and it's a message in that chapter. So it's for the mature audience, and Friday night is definitely for the mature audience. Yeah. There will be wine and hors d'oeuvres and a great time, intimate setting. Men are welcome. I'm going to express that again because you may learn something. So we're not badgering men. We're not putting a bad label on. I've been married for 15 years, so I personally can't do that. And been through maybe some of the experiences behind the mask.
That's right. That's right.
But I am free right now. So I'm hoping that this book will help a lot of women become free and realize that it's time. This is the season for healing. It's just the bottom line. It's the season for healing. So
that's correct.
Get healed. Make sure your mental state is good.
Yes.
You know, if you're dating, you may learn some really good tips out of this book, and it may trigger some red flags very early, whether you want to proceed and go forward, or, you know, if it's just a friend or man, like she said, men can read this book as well.
That's right.
Learn that maybe they're, how do I say it without being, maybe they're doing some of the things in this book that she is, I'm trying to say it the right way. How do I say it, Gail, without being bashing them?
Right.
How do I say it without bashing them? Help me out.
Ooh, let me say this. In that same vein, Janice.
Okay.
There is a scene, and I don't mean to be a spoiler.
Okay.
But this might help you a little bit.
Okay, help me out.
There is a scene where, depending on the reader's interpretation of the event, legally, I think that our character could be considered a date rapist. Okay. Our character, the female character.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh, this is a twist turn right here. It is
a twist turner. I told you, you got to put on your seatbelt before you open that book.
I'm sorry. I love it because I watch movies like that normally. So to get into a good book and you're a book
Yes.
lover, get you a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or cappuccino,
Yes.
whatever you like to drink, and sit back and enjoy this book. I'm telling you,
Most people say they read it in 1 or 2 sittings because they can't put it down.
you can't put. I'm a witness. You can't put this thing down. It's well written. It's flowing. It's attractive. It has a good storyline. Ladies, stop by Friday night after work affair. You know, back in the day in the 80s, me and my sister used to go to the after work affair on Fridays with our suits on, back, go hang out till about 8 and then go home. Well, this is the after work affair for you. Next Friday, February the 10th, come out to Detroit Book City. We're located at 27260 Southfield Road, Suite 201, 2 blocks north of I-696. It's all over our website. It's all over all of our social media platforms. And come meet Gail and enjoy Prince when you first walk in, because she told me she was a Prince fan. So I'm going to have Prince playing when you first walk in. If you're a Prince lover, come out. Enjoy this. This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's good networking. It's a good social environment. Our bookstore is magical. And as the evening turns to evening, we have lights everywhere. So we call it the Magical Knowledge Room. You are guaranteed to have a wonderful time, or you are also guaranteed to heal. Right?
Absolutely.
And then it's going to be very educational for you. I'm sure Gail would love to have your input, right, Gail? They need to be there so they can speak up and we can have some dialogue.
Yeah, we might have to have a part 2. I may have to, it might have to be a Beyond the Mask too if I get a lot of good input.
It might be a part 2. So the book signings are back at Detroit Book City. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. I just want to emphasize again about Saturday. Bring your kids out. I know you guys are hopping all around the city, taking your kids to Black History events. I hope you are. So they can be educated about our culture. I think it's very important. The Black literature cannot disappear. It's important to be on your shelves, in your household. It's a wholesome experience to read, and we want our kids to have a love for reading as they grow up. And the only way they're going to have a love for reading when they grow up, if they learn it from us. We are the role models. It's important that we show them that how important reading is and how it can make you a well-rounded person.
That's right.
All right, so we invite you out. Gail, are there any words you want to say before we leave?
Well, I just look forward to seeing everyone out there. I'm looking forward to teaching the children. Nothing like seeing their eyes light up when they're learning something, especially something new. And on Friday night, allowing us to take down our hair. So we'll take down our hair as adults on Friday nights, and then we'll get up and bring the kids on Saturday. You guys get the whole weekend with me.
That's right. So they can take down their hair too on Saturday.
There you go. There you go.
And learn something new about their culture. I think it's something, when I was a young kid at my elementary school on the east side of Detroit,
exactly.
We had Black history on every wall in that school. And that was early 70s, So that's why who I am today. That's why I have a love for our culture. We have a lot of work to do with our culture, but I'm still going to love on our culture. And I'm going to continue to make sure that we have books in our hands that will help educate, inform, and entertain us and keep us in the light, in our higher selves, so we can move through this movement called life. I just think it's so important. So we appreciate you being here tonight. We probably went over 12 to 15 minutes, but it's okay because it's important for us to get online to let people know what to expect when you get there. I thought that was important. We did update the Facebook. There is a Facebook event page, and if you'd like to get on the Facebook event page and learn more, go to DetroitBookCity.com, DetroitBookCity.com. No, go to Facebook and type in G.D. Bowman. What do we have on that page? G.D. Bowman book signing, book event.
Yes, book signing.
It needs to pop up in the search. Oh, just go to our website, go to our Facebook page, and you'll see it on the timeline.
Yep, it's right there.
It's everywhere. So thank you, Gail. Thank you for coming on and giving us a little time in the evening so we can help you get your book out.
Thank you for having me, Denise.
Thank you for coming.
I enjoyed it.
Me too. All right. We'll see you
later.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, hang around for 1 second. I am going to give you a, let's take her off right there. That was Gail. How exciting. Her book is very exciting as well. Like I said, I opened it up and I couldn't believe I couldn't put it down. It's just a great read. And it's probably going to heal a lot of souls too. So make sure you come out Friday night if you have nothing planned. celebrate Black history a little bit at Detroit Book City. And this is our author roster coming up. So we got her February the 10th and 11th, KLD Author G.D. Bowman. And on Sunday, February 12th, we have actress Mara Hall. She has a book coming out called Love Bombing. Let me put myself on the screen again. Love Bombing, another excellent book. This is Valentine's Day season, right? So that's why we have all these love books, okay? So we're hoping that everybody will educate themselves during this season to it is all about being happy. And don't sell yourself short. So we're going to talk about Myra when she comes on. I think her day is next Thursday at 7 o'clock. So we will put up a post on all of our social media letting you know that she's going to come on for a live as well for 12 to 15 minutes and to let you know what's happening in her book. And we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk about her more. But I wanted to go back to this. Let's see. And let's see who's next. Sunday, February 19th, we have author Deneen and Philip, husband and wife. February 24th, Dr. Cordelia Noble. And Saturday, February 25th, we're having a Black History Book Fair at Party with a T, our partner in Wayne, Michigan. And to end our month on Sunday, February 26th, we will have author Zandra Wimberly. So stay tuned and have a great night.